Death Race 2008 is a high-octane action film set in a dystopian near future where the economy has collapsed, crime is rampant, and prisons are privatized for profit. The story centers around Jensen Ames, a former NASCAR driver turned ex-convict, who is framed for the murder of his wife and sentenced to life in the brutal Terminal Island Penitentiary. This prison is run by the cold and calculating warden Hennessy, who has transformed the facility into the site of a deadly reality show known as Death Race. Death Race is a gladiatorial competition where inmates are forced to participate in a deadly multi-stage race, driving heavily armed and armored cars. The rules are simple: survive and win the race, and a driver can earn their freedom. However, the reality is much darker, as the race is rigged and manipulated by Hennessy to ensure high ratings and profits. Jensen Ames is coerced into taking on the persona of Frankenstein, a legendary but masked driver who was a fan favorite until his supposed death in a previous race. Hennessy offers Jensen a deal: if he competes as Frankenstein and wins the next race, he will earn his freedom. Reluctantly, Jensen agrees, knowing that it may be his only chance to get out of prison and uncover the truth behind his wife's murder. Jensen is introduced to his pit crew, led by Coach, a grizzled and experienced mechanic who has been in the prison system for years. The crew includes Gunner, a weapons expert, and Lists, a knowledgeable but nervous techie. Jensen also meets Case, his navigator, who is assigned to him by Hennessy. Unbeknownst to Jensen, Case has been coerced into sabotaging his car to ensure he doesn't win the final race. The race itself is a brutal, no-holds-barred competition where the drivers must navigate a treacherous track filled with traps, weapons, and other deadly obstacles. The other drivers, all hardened criminals, are equally determined to win, making the race a chaotic and violent affair. As Jensen competes, he quickly realizes that the odds are stacked against him. Not only must he deal with the treachery of the other drivers, but he also discovers that Hennessy has no intention of letting him win, regardless of the outcome. During the first race, Jensen struggles to adapt to the carnage but manages to survive. He starts to piece together that his wife's murder and his imprisonment were orchestrated to bring him to Terminal Island specifically for the death race. This realization fuels his determination to not only win, but also to expose the corruption behind the event. As the races progress, Jensen forms an uneasy alliance with another inmate, Machine Gun Joe, a rival driver who has his own reasons for wanting to win. Together they plan to turn the tables on Hennessy and escape from the prison. Jensen also confronts Case about her betrayal, and she confesses that Hennessy forced her to sabotage his car. However, Case decides to help Jensen by giving him vital information and ensuring that his car is fully operational for the final race. In the climactic final race, Jensen and Joe execute their plan to escape. They use their car's weapons and the race's chaos to fight their way out of the prison. Jensen confronts Hennessy, revealing her corruption and the truth about the race to the world. In a daring move, he and Joe fake their deaths by crashing their cars, allowing them to escape unnoticed. The film concludes with Jensen and Joe successfully escaping from Terminal Island, leaving Hennessy to face the consequences of her actions. Jensen reunites with his daughter, finally free from the nightmare of the death race. However, the ending suggests that the fight against the corrupt system that created the death race is far from over. Death Race is a gritty and intense film that combines high-speed car chases, brutal combat, and a commentary on the exploitation of prisoners for entertainment. It explores themes of survival, revenge, and the corrupting influence of power in a society where human life is cheap and the line between justice and cruelty is blurred. Subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to get notifications on our new videos.